Here are a few reasons why you should do something that you find difficult every single day. When you decide to perform a task that's difficult or something that you've been wanting to do for a long time but have never really done it, what you're doing is you're actually engaging the prefrontal cortex. Engaging in those tasks not only starts to stimulate the neurons in that area of the brain, but it also helps improve blood flow. And as we know, the brain is a gravity dependent organ and it relies on good blood flow for good nutrition and good oxygen. So the more that you do these difficult tasks and use that part of your brain, the more blood flow you bring, the more nervous system communication that you bring, and over time you start to develop neuroplasticity in that area of the brain. So here's the reason why this is so important. That area of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, is the area that makes us who we are as a person. It is home to our executive human brain functions. It allows us to do things like focus our attention, organize our thoughts and help problem solve, forming strategies and planning, being able to inhibit inappropriate behavior and initiating appropriate behavior, simultaneously considering multiple streams of information when faced with complex and challenging information. So the ability to override analysis paralysis, making sure that that spotlight of attention is focused exactly where it needs to be so the task gets done, and then opening back up to those other stimuli. Foreseeing and weighing possible consequences of behavior. Maybe this isn't the right place, the right time. Maybe this isn't a great idea. Maybe I need to sit down and think about this before I actually do it. Weigh the pros, weigh the cons, things of that nature. Being able to shift and adjust behavior when situations change. Another way to think about this is how flexible is your frontal lobe, right? Cognitive flexibility. Can I think about something a little bit differently? Can I change the way that I'm seeing this thing and maybe change my reaction to it? Modulation of intense emotions. I've talked about this before. In stressful situations, what may happen is the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, they alter their communication pathways, and it's more difficult to shut down these relentless disturbing emotions, and we're not able to do it. But the healthier, more resilient our prefrontal cortex is, the more resilient we are to certain emotions and certain stressors. Impulse control and delaying gratification. Maybe now is not the right time to have that sweet or treat. Can I wait just a little bit longer to buy that thing that I've wanted so long on Amazon? When you do things like that, you're stimulating your prefrontal cortex. And if you can't do it, then maybe you need to start doing the hard things to stimulate the prefrontal cortex. Ability to balance short-term rewards with long-term goals. That kind of goes back to weighing the consequences, right? Being able to think about, do I need to do this right now? Where is this going to put me in the next couple of years? And then last but not least, considering future and making predictions. So really just thinking logically, but the most important thing is when you do something hard every day, something that you may not want to do, that you've always wanted to do, or just challenge yourself, you change the conversation in your brain and you move from more passive stimulus to active stimulus. And that activity is going to engage the prefrontal cortex. It's going to bring blood flow to that specific area of the brain. It's going to provide an environment that is nutrient dense for those neurons that they can then go and build plasticity and strengthen and make that area of the brain more resilient. Thanks.